What's going on, everyone? So, the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer appears to be a requel, right? And I don't know exactly how I feel about it. Obviously, delivery, execution, the way that the film goes itself. There's a couple things that I want to go over because we got the actual plot now, synopsis for this upcoming film. I want to read that to you all. And then after, I want to talk about some kind of interesting things that I have some concerns with, right? But we'll dive into it. So, here's the plot synopsis for this year, I Know What You Did Last Summer. When five friends inadvertently cause a deadly car accident, they cover up their involvement and make a pact to keep it a secret rather than face the consequences. Sound familiar? Right? A year later, their past comes back to haunt them, and they're forced to confront a horrifying truth. Someone knows what they did last summer and is hell-bent on revenge. As one by one, the friends are stalked by a killer. They discover this has happened before, and they turn to two survivors of the legendary Southport Massacre of 1997 for help, which is Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., Julian Ray, their characters. Couple things about that. One, this is clearly a reboot. Requel is what the new name is, where it's basically just like the same movie. It's a reboot with the legacy characters, and it keeps the continuity, right? I don't know how I feel about that. I would have, rather than you just do the same movie all over again that you did in not only a movie, but you did it in a series, and that series is probably one of the worst series I've ever watched. I personally, I know some people enjoyed it. Personally, I couldn't stand that series. That's just me. But I digress, right? So now you've done it already. You already did the requel, the remake version of that. And instead of telling a new story that ties in Julian Ray, you decide to just do the first one all over again and tie in Julian Ray because they're going to go to them for help. Another big thing is this means Julian Ray are probably not very big in this film, which is something that all of us were kind of like, okay, is that going to be the case? Are they going to actually have them very heavily? Jennifer Love Hewitt didn't seem to have very many film days. Freddie Prinze Jr., it was kind of like, okay, like it just seems odd, right? It just seems like they're probably going to be in this movie very light. And, Jennifer Love Hewitt herself said she didn't want to just be like a little cameo, or she didn't want to just have this little scene, that she wanted to actually have some significance in the film, that she wanted to be, kind of sprinkled throughout the film. So unless they kind of stretch that, right, and kind of have like the first, quarter or whatever of like the main new cast and story, and then kind of trickle in Julian Ray and have Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s characters. Maybe that's what they end up doing. Maybe that's how they approach it and go about it. But I do have my concerns that this is we're going to get in the theater, we're going to sit down, and we're going to be like, oh, this is the same thing all over again. We've already seen this story. And it's just essentially a worse ripoff of the first, which has happened a lot in these recent films, right? We're in the requel craze, the requel trend. Everyone's trying to remake these horror classics and stuff, and more often than not, they're terrible. I mean, look at The Strangers Part 1. Everyone was like, dude, we literally watched this same movie before. Like, you guys didn't even change it up. It was like they did Cabin Fever, where they literally did word for word, shot by shot, exact remake. Right, like that's kind of how I know the new one had a couple differences and stuff, but for the most part, it was basically the same film, right? And then you had things like Exorcist Believer, that was just everyone hated, right? And you've had, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that they had. Everyone kind of was like, that was kind of circumstantial. So I didn't mind it, and I kind of defend it just because I am aware of the circumstances that went on in that film. Netflix kind of just like got this pile of dog turd and had to kind of figure it out, right? So, but I digress. Point is that more often than not, these requels flop. More often than not, these requels kind of fall on their face, and they're not well done, and they're not well executed, and the legacy characters might as well not even be in the films, or they die in a silly, ridiculous way, or it just serves no point and purpose, right? Even Scream. I love Scream. Scream 5 had zero reason why you needed Sidney Prescott in that movie. Zero. She literally did nothing to drive and further the plot. She was just there because she's Sidney Prescott and she is, outside of Ghostface, the face of the franchise. Right? Dewey and Gale, sure, because they had, they were a key piece to the story and the plot, but Sydney had 0 point in purpose in it. Scream 6 did the same thing, but with Gail. She had 0 point in purpose in Scream 6. Literally, the only thing she did was, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Scream 6, which you should have already seen, that the only thing that she did was find the shrine room, which the killer ends up saying that, oh, I was going to reveal it to you guys anyway. She just beat me to it. So literally the only thing that she did the entire movie didn't sabotage the killer in any way, didn't have any significance. Like the killer it wasn't like this big secret or surprise, nothing. So that's my concern with this upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer, is that are they going to be able to properly get across a quality film while balancing out the legacy characters and telling a new story with the new characters and the new direction, while also telling the same story that all of us have seen and heard now twice? Because again, the series exists, and the series was the exact same thing again. So my concern is that this is just, I don't want this to be a bad movie. I want this to have success. I want this to be really good. I would love if this does so well that they're able to have another sequel, right? That's what I want. I love the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. It was part of, the Scream craze, and Kevin Williamson even did the original, did the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, stuff like that. So it's in that, the 90s bubble that I grew up in. And so it has this near dear place to my heart. It has one of the best chase scenes in horror history, where Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, right? There's so many things about that film that was done right and done correctly, right? However you feel about the sequel and all that stuff, right? Everyone kind of has their own opinions and takes on that. But ultimately, this is with the plot. As soon as we got the plot, I was like, oh, this might be worth the concern, right? And hopefully it's not. Again, delivery, execution, acting, storytelling, all these things can even a remake can really kind of drive the plot, can really do some things. I don't think it's going to be something where they hit a fisherman or something like that. It sounds like it's going to be an accident, and maybe they just kind of drag them out, or it could be an exact, they just run somebody over on the middle of the road type thing, and then so this is going to be in a different town, right? I don't know. It seems odd. We're going to find out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you excited for this film? Are you not excited? Are you kind of disappointed? Are you kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.